Hey, this is Blake, and I promised that I would be doing a RuPaul's Drag Race Season 5 contestant review. And although I've been slacking lately because I've been sick and really busy with my school and stuff, I'm at work, but I figured I could crank it out now while I have some free time. Um, I'm gonna try to experiment with some editing, graphics, and including pictures. So if you see that, I was successful. If you don't, I tried and it didn't work. So I'm sorry. Um, Before I get into the actual reviews, I want to give some shout outs to some people who've inspired me and that I really like on YouTube. Um, Danny Johnson, hands down. You shouted me out time after time after time after time after time. I don't often reply. I'm like, oh, let me get back to him later. That was so sweet. And then I never do. So I'm sorry, but I love you, love you, love you. You're a part of why I do this because I saw you and not to be like funny or nothing, but I'm like, oh, if he can do it, I can too. But I mean, that totally is a compliment. Um, my girl Nikki, who's Big Gal Reviews, that is my bitch. That is my wifey. That is my dog. That's like my cuz from across the way. Bitch, I got you. You come to Florida and it's on. Um, the other people that made me want to start doing this kind of stuff is Throwing Shade, the two drag queens from England. They're actually how I found out about all this stuff to begin with because I just happened to look up like RuPaul cast review or something real general on YouTube, and they were the ones that I found. And from then on, I found all the other people, but they're actually who I found first. Every week they come with sickening looks. They are just fabulous. The rapport between them is amazing. If you don't know who Throwing Shade is, you need to look them up and watch their stuff. They are hilarious. Some newer people who've gotten into it, like along with me, we're kind of newbies to it. One is Tim Jones Yelvington, and he goes by Tin Tim. If you want Drag Race reviews with like some really deep psychology behind what was going on in the episode, he would be who you'd want to listen to. And he usually stirs up a different drag look too. Very, very interesting. His reviews aren't like anyone else's I've seen, and like I look forward to his stuff big time. Another new person who offers like an alternative opinion kind of is a girl named Caitlin Palmer. She's KP Mango 90, and she's a straight girl. And just like looking at her, I wouldn't think she would be into like drag culture. So it's kind of interesting how you can't judge a book by its cover. But her reviews are really fun. She often gives a point of view that's very different from my own. So I like watching hers, because I'm like, oh, you know what? She makes me look at things in a different light. Okay, that said, let's get into the review, shall we? Okay, Alaska. I don't know if we're allowed to say her last name. It seems like they're steering clear of it. Actually, there's two contestants this year with last names that aren't family friendly, so they're kind of not including them. Okay, everybody knows Alaska Thunder is Sharon Needles' boyfriend. Now, to me, she gave too much of a Sharon vibe. Like, she was Sharon 2.0. It rubbed me the wrong way. We just had Sharon. Sharon is fresh in our mind. I don't want to see Sharon again like that. She seemed like really Gaga-ish, like a Gaga-ish version of Sharon Needles, if that makes sense. I didn't not like her, but I didn't like her. It was just so if she wants to win me over, she's gonna really have to bring it. I'm gonna have to see a lot more of her personality, and that she can be her own person separate from Sharon, because the other guy was Sharon, and it kind of like turned me off. I do think she'll probably at least make the top 5. I don't think she'll crack the top 4, but I made predictions before and been dead wrong. So, okay, Alyssa Edwards. My first thought was, oh my god, she's beautiful. Wow. I kind of got the vibe she could be a bitch. She kind of seemed like really matter of fact. Not rude, but just I just got the vibe that she'll throw sideways shade. I really liked that her interview was a lot more personal. Like, she actually gave us details about herself, and I thought that was kind of refreshing. Her saying she can't sew, but she's the hot glue gun queen. We already know how that goes for queens who can't sew. I think Jiggly was the one who made it the furthest out of all the queens who can't sew. What's interesting about Alyssa is apparently she was some kind of title holder for some pageant, which obviously she's a pageant girl, but I guess she didn't represent the pageant to the sponsor's liking or something and got stripped of her title. And when she lost the title, it was given to Coco Montrese, who's up next. She's from Florida, which, if you've seen any of my stuff, you know that I'm from Florida. I live in Central Florida. I live like 20 miles outside of Orlando, so really I'm in the Orlando metro area. And Coco's from around here, although she's repping Las Vegas. I really like her. I haven't actually seen her in person, I haven't seen her live, but I always have, heard about her being around and stuff, and people always, talking really good about her. I have seen, on YouTube and stuff, and, through my friends' videos, that she does a killer Janet Jackson impersonation. Coco Montrese is basically, and I hate to say this, like a black version of Chad Michaels, and Janet is to Coco what Cher is to Chad. So, Snatch Game, she better bring Janet. I mean, it's phenomenal. What I really liked about her Meet the Queen video was that she was very funny and very self-deprecating. You need to know how to make fun of yourself. And if you cannot make fun of yourself, then that means if someone else makes fun of you, you're gonna... she's not a tightwad. She knows who she is, I think she's going to go really, really far. I think she'll be one of the top 3. I really, truly do. And if she doesn't make it that far, I'll be really shocked. I truly will. There's a lot of Florida queens this season. It is time for a Florida girl to take over. I know Tyra Sanchez did win from Orlando, but we've had a lot of Florida queens that have done really well, but didn't quite finish up. Rebecca Glasscock from Fort Lauderdale, Latrice Royale from Miami, LaShawn Beyond, Fort Lauderdale, Elisa Summers from Tampa, Alexis Mateo from St. Petersburg. So, Florida's got a really strong presence, and I think this year is the year of the Florida Queen. Speaking of Florida Queens, Detox is another one from Orlando. Oh my God, I think she's gonna win. I think this is gonna be the winner. She is basically Willem, Shangela, and Sharon Needles all rolled into one, sent back from the 80s, if that makes sense. If you look her up on YouTube, a lot of her stuff is very, very 80s centric. And oh my God, look up the video of her doing Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship. The song from Mannequin. And she does this really great performance where when it's the guy part, she freezes. Like the mannequin. And then when Grace Jones sings, she goes back to it. And then when the guy comes, she'll open her purse and freeze for everybody to throw money in the purse. It's really, really good. It's better than it sounds. Obviously, she's Willem's good friend. And, a lot of us saw her in the Chow Down at Chick-fil-A video. So that gives her, cred. And she's coming in with, a little bit more status than some of these other queens. Kind of like Alaska, sort of. But Detox is a little more legit than Alaska is. She's really, really smart. She's really, really, really funny. And she's another one that knows how to make fun of herself. It's her competition to lose. Season 5 is the season for Detox. That's all I gotta say. Okay. Honey Mahogany. I didn't really know what to think about her. My immediate impression was, oh my gosh, Sahara. Sahara down. Some of the things she said made me think of Milan a lot too. She seemed really, really smart. She's a pretty good singer, and I think I saw where she auditioned for some contest. I don't know if it was American Idol or X Factor or what. I could be wrong about that. Somebody check me for that. I don't think she'll go that far. I think she will kind of be like Sahara Milan, like float till about the halfway point. Trying to look her up on YouTube, I couldn't really find too much of her besides like singing videos. I don't know, she just, I wanted to like her, but she just didn't quite have enough, if that makes sense. Okay, Lenisha Sparks. The first queen revealed when they decided to do the scavenger hunt. And when I saw his boy picture, I thought he looked like something out of Breaking Dawn. Did he not look like one of the Amazon vampires? Okay, anyways, he's beautiful though, is he not? Okay. I hate to compare these queens to past queens, but you've got just the typical Puerto Rican queen. She, is Yara Sofia mixed with Jessica Wilde mixed with Kenya Michaels. Another one where I think she'll go to about the midway point, like Jessica and Kenya. She'll probably make it around like 6th or 7th episode or so. I worry that for her the language barrier is going to be a problem, like it's proven to be for almost every Puerto Rican queen. I think Alexis Mateo's pretty much the only one that the language wasn't an issue with. I think it was for pretty much everybody else. She's a really good dancer though, and her style's very avant-garde. How do you say that? She's another one where I couldn't quite get a surefire impression of how I felt about her. Excuse me. I lost my train of thought. Oh god, I'm trying to confirm with my notes. Like I said, I think she'll make it till a little bit past the midway point. I'm worried about the language barrier for her. I'm concerned about that because she seems really strong. Okay. Penetration. When I first saw the Meet the Queens video, I didn't like her. I was just turned off by her. She was giving me a Adele tease, and it felt like something I could see anywhere. It didn't feel special. Okay, let me rephrase that. She didn't seem... She had a very typical look to her. Like a typical big girl look. I mean, I love big girls, I'm not saying it like that, but it just was like, okay, every big bitch does Adele. That's the kind of vibes I was getting. I'm not sure if you're following what I'm saying. She kind of annoyed me at first, but then when I looked her up on YouTube and stuff, I was one of the people who didn't realize that she's the one who won the fan vote. So obviously people do like her, and I also saw again where Mystique endorsed her, and I forgot about that. And then when I started looking through her YouTube stuff, I really grew to like her a lot. She's very versatile. Like, kind of like Delta Work was kind of versatile too. Penetration's really versatile. Like, a lot more than people would think. Like, some of her looks give Yara Sofia tease, like with the dreads wrapped up and stuff. I mean, she's a bit surprising, and I think she's got a lot to bring. I kind of got a campy vibe from her, but she's not as campy as I mistook her for originally. Her being a little older and having been in the game for a while will definitely serve her. Oh, same for Coco and Detox. They've been around for a while. I think she's gonna go far. I say she'll make the top 4. she could be the big girl to win, even though she's not that big, you know. But I think she's gonna go far, and I really grew to like her once I watched her again and, you know, delved into her a little bit. Ivy Winters. I really didn't like her. There was just some vibe about her I just didn't dig. I think she could possibly be really annoying. There was just nothing outstanding about her. Again, she felt like a queen I could watch on an amateur night anywhere. Now, one thing she can do is breathe fire. How she can, you know, use that on the runway, or if she, you know, would be able to, I don't know. Chanel was able to juggle. Sharon Needles did the fake blood. Will they let her eat fire? I don't know. That's one skill she does have. But other than that, it just... Like, when I was talking to some of my friends about the queens, I forgot about her. Like, I'm like, damn, wasn't there some other one I didn't really care for? It was her, and I completely forgot about her. And being unmemorable, kiss of death. I don't think she'll go very far. I see her being the third, fourth eliminated. But she could surprise me now, because I'm, you know, this is just my, you know, what do you call it, like, not predictions necessarily, but just, you know, my real basic, broad assumptions. Okay. Joly. Another Florida queen. Gainesville is just a couple hours from me, and that's where she's from. I loved her. As soon as she started talking and gave me that Tatiana voice, Hunty, the house down, I was like, bitch, I love you. She just made me smile. And it's no surprise, this season is the season of the fish, and Joly is like the fishiest. Oh my god, it was crazy. I see how she could possibly annoy people a smidge. But if you dig into like her YouTube videos, she's a really good performer. I think she's going to be the underdog of this season. I think she's going to be the one that gets underestimated and, dare I say, picked on or like bullied a little bit. I'd imagine that some of these other queens will try to like squash her a little bit. If she gets picked on in the Untucked, it's not going to surprise me. And I'm not saying that, you know, bad, you know, throwing shade about her, but, you know, she just gives off that, like, young vibe, like Tatiana, the kind of inexperienced, but don't let it fool you now. I think if she gets put in the bottom two, I think she'll send somebody home. And I think she's going to be highly underestimated. I can't wait to see what she'll bring. She has a lot of Japanese-inspired stuff, like a lot of Harajuku looks. She's a lot different than people would expect. I think people are expecting from her this, oh my god, mall girl, Tatiana-ish thing, but she's not like that. So I'm really looking forward to what she brings to the show. She's one of my favorite ones, and not just because she's a home team queen. Just I love her. How can you watch this thing and not smile? Okay, going from one I really love to one I really can't stand. Jinx Monsoon. She gave me Tammy Brown teas, like Tammy Brown mixed with Pandora. And although I love Pandora, I hated Tammy Brown. And she was more on the Tammy Brown side. I'd say like 2 parts Tammy Brown, 1 part Pandora. That's not a good mix. She's a camp queen, or well, the campiest of this season. Her doing the rap was off-putting, and that's like her signature. Her look was off-putting. I mean, they don't have to be pretty or fishy, because I don't really, you know, I'm not picky like that, but just something about her just was weird to look at. And then when she started talking and stuff, I wasn't impressed with her. I think she's going to be one of the first to go. I do. Dare I say the first to go? I don't see her going very far. And it seemed like all the other ones were a lot more hungry than she was. I don't know, I kind of just got like a nonchalant vibe from her. I don't know, she rubbed me wrong, and I can't exactly pinpoint why, but I don't think she's gonna get very far. Okay, the one I have been waiting to talk about since they revealed the first few contestants, because she was one of them. Orlando's own Roxxxy Andrews. Now, I don't know her like personally, but she's the queen, you know, like the main MC of Pulse nightclub in Orlando. Pulse is my stomping grounds, has been since I was 18. So I'm really familiar with her and her stylings. Everybody's been asking her for like a while now, Roxxxy, you gonna try out for RuPaul? Why aren't you on there? Why aren't you on there? And she does have a very distinct signature look. In the spring, she started saying, you know, people would ask her, she started answering, I'm working on it, I'm working on it. So people kind of like, Well, we started seeing little signs kind of like pointing towards it. Like, Michelle Visage talking to her on Instagram. Little things like that, and you know, people were kind of catching the fever, but of course, you know, she couldn't, you know, confirm nor deny. Even if I didn't like know her, you know, like that, and she wasn't like my home queen, you know, I would have loved her anyways from the video. The walk up and all that, the look, the hair, the face. Her face is always on point. She's always giving you hair. Just, oh my god, she's fabulous. Now, one thing I will say about her, because I'm trying to keep it real, is, you know, seeing her in the club so many times, her performances to me are always a bit lacking. I don't want to say they're unexciting, but I do feel that she relies on pretty because she's fish, and her look is always really great, but it just seems like when she performs, it's more like, I'm just gonna teeter around and da-da-da-da-da. It feels like she never really gives it. Now, back in the days, because she used to be kind of heavy, she's lost a lot of weight over the last like year and a half or so, but when she was heavier, she did used to give it. So I kind of don't know. My concern for her is she'll be fine till she hits the bottom two, and then I worry someone will send her home. She might bring it. Also, her style is really, what should I say? I don't know if I'd call her couture or avant-garde. She, is very fishy. Like, lots of, like, bathing suit type things. She does a killer Jessica Rabbit. Oh my god. I don't know, I lost my train of thought. I think she'll go pretty far. I'm kind of excited for her. She's being painted as the bitch of this season, and I don't think that's a fair label for her. Like the don't try it. She says that all the time. That is her catchphrase. I think she came off real cunty, but she's really not like that. Like, when she MCs shows and stuff, she's, like, she, of course, you know, messes with people, but she's not, like, mean. You know, she's not, like, rude. So, I kind of don't think she's gonna be as shady as people are expecting her to be. It's kind of weird, you know, having, like, a personal person in the race, because if they go to cut her up on Untucked, I'm gonna get pissed. I think she'll be okay till she hits the bottom two. And then I worry somebody will send her home. If she sends somebody home, then she's gonna go real far. I don't really know how to explain that better, but I'm just, oh my god, she is the one I'm rooting for. Detox is my fave of the contestants this season so far, but Roxxxy's definitely one I'm rooting for. Like, she's got my loyalty. Her and Detox actually are really friendly because, you know, they're both from Orlando, so we'll see if they make like a little bit of an alliance with Coco Montrese too. Okay. Monica Beverly Hills. I didn't like her. My first impression was, oh, this is Dita by way of Akasha and LaShawn Beyond, only like skankier. And I'm not saying that like in a shady way. I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with being skanky. Just, I don't know. She seemed really weak relative to the other ones. And I don't see her lasting beyond the first 2 episodes, maybe. Looking her up on YouTube, I wasn't impressed with her. I like their song choices, but her performances left a lot to be desired. I kind of think she's gonna be out the gates bitchy. I could be wrong. One thing I do think is interesting about her is she has an I Am Monica documentary that she's trying to get off the ground. Kind of similar to how Tyra Sanchez is trying to do the drag dad thing. Monica Beverly Hills has the I Am Monica. I didn't delve too much into that, but I still thought it was interesting that she's trying to give drag further exposure. Maybe that will help her some way. I don't know, but based on what I saw in her interview in the Queen's video, I wasn't too feeling her, like, at all. Now, the one I was feeling is Serena Cha-Cha. Wow. She's what would happen if Anjana and Raja could have a baby. I didn't like Raja. Anjana was so-so, but I love Serena. She mentioned Tallahassee a lot, so I don't know if that's where she's from, but if so, that would make her another Florida queen. She's really avant-garde from what I could see of all her stuff. She's a really good dancer. Her performances are a little more on the abstract side. Very Gaga inspired stuff. She's really, really smart and really funny, and I liked her like deadpan seriousness. She knows that she's gonna probably be the misunderstood one, so I think she's trying to learn from when that's happened to some of the other ones. She's got an awareness that I think the only other one who really had it was Coco Montrese. I think she's gonna go far. I really do. Top 3 possibly, I would hope. I think she's gonna be one that's gonna be like the dark horse of the season. And I'm really looking forward to what she's gonna bring out. Like, she won me right away. Okay, and finally, Vivienne Pinay. Okay, I was like, she's really pretty. And that's pretty much it. I didn't get much from her interview. Hold on, I'm checking my notes. She made me think of Jade, and then she made me think of Fifi a little bit too. She's really new, which all these other bitches are really, really seasoned. And a lot of these hoes have titles. Like Roxxxy Andrews has been Miss Continental Plus and stuff like that. This is probably the most legit season as far as titles and accomplishments goes. And for Vivienne Pinay to come in there as a newbie, I kind of think she may get her ass handed to her. I mean, I'm not saying that she's weaker than the other ones, but I think that their experience is going to serve them a little bit well than she will, than it will for her. She seemed really humble, which was good. She didn't seem, catty or shady. Good. I don't think she'll go very far. I think she'll be one of the first 3 gone. She could possibly pull something out of her hat. I don't know. Trying to look her up on YouTube. We couldn't find anything besides makeup tutorials. I don't know, she's just another one that I didn't really get anything from, really. I mean, it was just neither here nor there. Overall, though, my faves are all the Florida queens, and that's really just a coincidence. Roxxxy Andrews, Living for Roxxxy, Detox. It's hers to lose. Coco Montrese. Coco Montrese, I think, could be the Miss Congeniality. I think she could be the fan favorite if she plays to how she is out here in the real world. People will really, really like her. Joly, who I hope goes far. I don't know if she will. I want to see her go far. I really liked her. And Serena Cha-Cha. Those are my fave fives. Those aren't who I necessarily think will be top 5, but those are my fave fives. I think the ones who will come in the top, okay, we'll say top 5 will probably be Detox, Alaska, Coco Montrese, Serena Cha-Cha, and I'll say either Penetration or Alaska. So we'll just say that's top 6, I guess. Let me know what you think of all of them. I tried to be as thorough as I could be with some of my notes. I think I skipped a few things. Like I said, let me know what you think. Who are your personal favorites? Who are you rooting for? Who do you think will be the fan favorite? Do any of you all know any of these queens? You know, are they from your hometown? Is anybody else being represented like I am? You know, just let me know what you think. And I can't wait to get to reviewing this season. It's going to be off the chain, and I'm super excited. So we'll get in where we fit in, and I'll see you later. Bye.